Hi guys, Irit here, and this is the layout I will be creating. Now I am using a new camera and a new video editing software, so please bear with me while I am climbing that learning curve, and yeah, there might be some glitches. So I'm very excited about my new camera because I can do stuff like that. You know, have nice close-ups and actually show you what I'm using. And I'll try to talk about what I'm doing, and maybe if I get some behind the scenes info also in there, then that's great. And if not, then yeah, sorry. So I'm playing with the Prima oil pastels, and they are super fun. I started with a piece of American Crafts heavyweight cardstock. This comes in the cardstock kit, and I applied gesso. That's what you see, that kind of off-white material on it there. It's not completely white like the cardstock. So I just scrubbed some paint, some pastels on the paper, and my color inspiration is that crepe paper, rainbow pattern paper, that I'm going to use as a mat to my photo, and yeah, it came in the main kit. So these are water soluble, which means that you can add water and kind of help them blend. So that's what I was trying to do. I took like this mini mister, and I sprayed some water, but I didn't like it. What I was going for here is very bright colors, and the water kind of waters it down, so it does help it move and helps it blend, but it just wasn't the look that I wanted. So I used my fingers, and I think that's my favorite way of using these, and I think that's how I will do my backgrounds with them, just because it's really fun. They are so creamy and thick, and yeah, I don't know, it's like, you know, paint class in school or something. Well, every time I do mixed media, it's just such a pleasure, and you know, just pure fun. But I just discovered that this was the way I enjoyed using them. And the white is really helpful with blending, with making colors lighter. You know, you can blend your colors right on your paper and just add more shades. It's just really fun. What you want to try when you're using so many colors like I am here, you want to make sure your fingers are clean when you switch colors. It's You don't have to be so strict about this, because I think it makes it interesting when you can see just pops of the other colors. You know, like a bit of pink in the blue area and that sort of thing. And I will do that at the end. I will add just some pops of colors here and there. But if you really go from color to color again and again, and you don't clean your fingers, you risk getting a really muddy color. So I'm using, again, a lot of white, and you should, you know, if you're trying to reach specific colors like I am doing here, it's not bad to know just a little bit color theory, although you can just experiment on your paper and, you know, just use a wet wipe to wipe it off if you don't like the result. But, you know, if the pink is too purpley, then you should add some orange or red to it to get a warmer tone. It's really fun for playing around, and you know, it's just a background for one layout, so even if you mess it up, it's no big deal. You can cover up your mistakes, or if you're really discouraged, you can just toss it and start new. But I try to make things work, and you see, now I'm just adding some touches of colors, and look at that gorgeous texture. I just love it. Love, love, love it. And I'll be doing this again on some other layouts. So I was just playing around with the orientation. It kind of reminded me a very abstract representation of buildings if I turned it over so that it's on the bottom. But I decided not to go with it. The photos here are 3 photos that I arranged into a collage in Photoshop Elements, and these were taken in our last visit to Israel, my home country, my homeland. That's, it's not my hometown because we were there. We were in Tel Aviv, and I didn't grow up in Tel Aviv, sadly. No offense to the town where I did grow up, but Tel Aviv is fantastic, and so we stayed there for a couple of nights. It was kind of a vacation within a vacation. We left our baby girl with my parents and took our eldest to have like 3 days on the team. And yeah, we had this really nice pool. And anyway, this layout is about this new kind of area that they created there in Tel Aviv, and it's called Sarona. And behind my title, I sewed these 4 gorgeous floral pieces that came in the embellishment kit. They are exclusive to this kit, and they were designed by Claudia, and I don't want to butcher her last name. And they're just gorgeous. So I kind of sewed them on this piece of white cardstock, and just to make it easier to hold them, and then I decided to leave those banner edges from the white cardstock on the side. I ran it through my sewing machine, and I used, colors that are in my background. So I matched the pink, yellow, green, and blue, just like my background. And now I'm just trying to come up with a little cluster for the top of the layout, and I'm just going to sew a couple of pieces from that same ephemera pack in the embellishment kit. I'm just going to sew it together, and I'm going to use that gorgeous rubber camera from the new Dear Lizzie collection, and it fits so perfectly there. Yeah, and I'm showing you, I'm so happy about my camera that I can do that, show you these close-ups and these details. It's a real upgrade for me. I've had the camera that I filmed my first 400 videos on YouTube. Yes, I can't believe it, 400 videos. I've had that camera for 10 years at least. It's an old Canon point and shoot, and it served me well, but it doesn't film in HD and not in widescreen, and I just felt like you deserved the best that I can give you. So that's what I'm slowly trying to do, just upgrading here and there where I can. Yeah, so the first step was to get a new camera, and I just love it. It did mean that it films in MP4 type of files, and my Windows Movie Maker, which is the software I use to edit my videos, doesn't support this type of file, so I'm using a different editor, like video editor, and it's just taking me some time to get the hang of it. That's a bit annoying because I'm so used to Windows Movie Maker. It's so easy for me. It just takes me minutes to edit a video. So yeah, I have very little time these days to do any of these things, and I like to have things work fast. So this is a bit of a delay, a bit of a challenge, but hopefully I will endure and just get a hang of it and learn to use this software, so everything again becomes easy. and fast. I need it to be fast. So what I'm using here is these lovely, they're kind of, I don't know, somewhere between clear stickers and vellum, and they are exclusive to the Project Life kit. They were also designed by Claudia, and they're fantastic. What I like about them is that they add a little bit of detail, but you can still see through them, see what's behind them. That is very crooked. I'm going to fix that. Yes, I see. It's super crooked. So I'm just doing some color matching, just adding a few details. And you can see that I cut down my white cardstock a little bit and mounted it on some craft cardstock, also from the cardstock kit. I just like how it frames the whole layout, and it helps the cardstock lie flat. It didn't really buckle because I used gesso, and from my experience, if you're going to add gesso, I recommend doing it on the smoother side of the cardstock. For some reason, I have no idea why, the paper warps less when you apply the gesso to your smooth side as opposed to the textured side. So yeah, I really like the texture of the texture side, but I found that it warps more. So I'm using the smooth side when I use gesso. And my photo and that title cluster are all mounted on some fun foam for some dimension. I just really like the way it looks. It casts a little shadow, and yeah, it just looks great. So now I'm thinking what I can add, and I'm going to add one of these stickers, a few of these Dear Lizzie stickers that came in one of the kits, I think the embellishment kit. And the last couple of things I will do is, one will be to, I'm going to print my journaling on my typewriter. I've been seeing, people getting the We Are Memory Keepers typewriter, and it seems so pretty. It's really pretty. I have no way of getting it, and even if I could, it's not in my budget. And also, I bugged my husband enough with getting a used typewriter that he went to his mom's house attic and found me actually a typewriter. It works perfectly. It's kind of funny because it's a German one, so the Z and the Y are switched in their spaces for some reason in German. I guess just because Z is, I guess, more used than Y. I think so. I don't know. If you know, let me know. So I have to keep that in mind when I'm typing, but it works perfectly. I bought a new ribbon. This thing is like 40 years old, I think. I bought a new ribbon off Amazon. It's like a standard ribbon, and it works great. I'm so happy. So I typed my journaling on some tracing paper, which is kind of like vellum. You do get vellum in the cardstock kit, so you can totally use vellum. I don't know why I used tracing paper, probably because I didn't have to cut it, because it just, the vellum, the 12 by 12 vellum is too big, but both would work well. So I also sewed the journaling to my layout, a little bit crooked, but don't tell anyone. And the last things I'm going to add are a few more stickers and some chipboard pieces from the Dear Lizzie, this word thickers that we got in the main kit. I'm sure they have a name other than these word thickers, but I can't think of it right now. You know what I mean. Check the HipKit website if you want the exact details and names of everything. I changed my mind about that sticker. It goes back. And yeah, so I'm going to add some chipboard pieces, again, going with a tone by tone, a tone on tone, not tone by tone, tone on tone look, which is one of my favorite things to do. And it just makes things easy because you don't have a lot of choices where to place your little embellishments. I just make sure that they're not on the same line. So you can see I'm playing a bit with the height when I'm placing them. But other than that, I'm just putting them where they match the background color. And that's it. That's the last thing I did. There are some close-up shots coming. So I want to thank you for watching this video. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions. I hope I will be playing with these oil pastels again soon. They are really, really fun. If you like mixed media, if you like to get a little bit messy, you can wear gloves if you don't. And, you know, just get your gloves dirty. But they are fantastic if you like that. So you can see the beautiful texture that you get in these close-up shots. It was a lot of fun to make. Oh, look at that. Love this texture. Check out the Hip Kit Club site for all the details. The September kits are also available and they are gorgeous, available to purchase. Yeah, have a lovely day. Bye bye.